Hey everyone! Welcome back to Relationship Advices, your safe space to uncover the truth about love, dating, and the dynamics that shape our connections. Today's topic is serious, eye-opening, and honestly long overdue. Let's talk about the subtle ways some men control and manipulate women, not with obvious threats or yelling, but through quiet, calculated moves that fly under the radar. These behaviors aren't always easy to spot. In fact, many women don't even realize they're being manipulated until they've already lost pieces of their confidence, independence, or self-worth. But once you learn these signs, you'll start seeing them everywhere, and more importantly, you'll know how to protect your peace. So grab your tea, get comfortable, and let's break down the 5 ways men secretly control and manipulate women and how to stop it in its tracks. Let's get into it. 1. The nice guy trap, emotional guilt control. Let's start with one of the most dangerous forms of manipulation because it wears a mask of kindness. This is the man who presents himself as sweet, understanding, and generous, but over time, he starts to weaponize that niceness against you. Here's how it works. He does something thoughtful, like buying you gifts or helping you out. Then later, he uses it as leverage. After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me? Or worse, he plays the victim when you try to set boundaries, making you feel guilty for simply speaking up. This kind of man uses emotional guilt as a leash. He makes you feel indebted to him, like you owe him your time, your loyalty, even your silence. And because he's not being openly toxic, it's harder to call out. Friends might even say, "But he's such a good guy." But here's the truth. Manipulation doesn't have to be loud to be damaging. When a man uses his kindness as currency, trying to control your behavior in return, it's not love. It's emotional bargaining. Healthy love doesn't ask for repayment. It gives without strings. So if you ever feel guilty for asserting your needs because of what someone did for you, it's time to check the balance of power. 2. Isolation by influence, the slow disconnection tactic. This one is subtle and scary. Controlling men often isolate you without you even realizing it's happening. But they rarely say, "Stop talking to your friends." Instead, it looks like this. "Why do you hang out with her? She's always single and bitter. Your family doesn't really understand you the way I do. I just want us to have more alone time. What's wrong with that?" Little by little, your social circle starts shrinking. Your best friends become strangers. You start turning down invites. And before you know it, he becomes your only real connection. Why does he do this? Because isolation makes control easier. If you're cut off from people who love you, you're less likely to be challenged when things feel wrong. You're more likely to doubt yourself and more dependent on him. It doesn't happen overnight. That's why it's so dangerous. You begin to think you're the one changing, that you've just grown apart from others. But often, it's been a carefully orchestrated shift. So here's the rule. Anyone who tries to pull you away from people who uplift you is not building love, they're building a cage. Keep your village close, no matter what. 3. The gaslight and deny method, rewriting your reality. Gaslighting is one of the most toxic manipulation tactics, and yet one of the most common. Here's how it works. You express your feelings or concerns. Maybe you caught him in a lie, maybe something he did really hurt you, and instead of owning it, he flips the script. Suddenly you're too sensitive, making things up, overreacting like always. And the worst part, he's so calm and convincing about it, you start second-guessing yourself. Maybe you did misread the situation. Maybe you were being too emotional, right? Wrong. Gaslighting is all about eroding your sense of reality. If he can make you question your memory, your instincts, your truth, then he can control the narrative. It's not just about avoiding blame. It's about keeping you confused, dependent on his version of events. Over time, this damages your self-esteem. You stop trusting your gut. You let things slide. And that's exactly what he wants. But here's your power. When something doesn't feel right, don't dismiss your inner voice. Keep records if you need to. Talk to someone outside the relationship. Because if someone constantly invalidates your reality, that's not love. That's emotional warfare. 4. Withholding affection as punishment. Love should never feel like a prize you have to earn. Yet controlling men will use affection and intimacy as a weapon. Let's say you get into an argument. You stand your ground. Maybe you didn't respond the way he wanted. Suddenly, he pulls back. He becomes cold or distant. He stops complimenting you. Physical affection disappears. He doesn't yell. He doesn't even fight. He just withdraws. This tactic is designed to make you crave his attention again. You'll start questioning yourself, wondering what you did wrong, and eventually, you might give in just to get that warmth back. It's emotional conditioning. He's teaching you, if you do what I like, I'll love you. If not, I'll freeze you out. That's not romance. That's control through deprivation. A healthy man doesn't use affection as a tool to win arguments. Real love communicates, even through conflict. So if you ever find yourself chasing approval instead of expressing your truth, ask yourself, is this love or manipulation dressed up as passion? 5. Subtle undermining, the confidence chisel. This is one of the most overlooked but destructive manipulation tactics, the slow erosion of your confidence. He doesn't insult you directly. He doesn't say you're ugly or stupid. Instead, it sounds like, you sure you want to wear that? It's kind of bold. I mean, you're smart, but don't overthink it. You're great, babe, just not really cut out for that promotion. See what's happening here? He's planting seeds of doubt, softly undercutting your self-worth. So you slowly rely on him to feel validated. And over time, these small jabs add up. You stop dressing the way you used to. You second-guess your dreams. You apologize for shining too brightly. Why would he do this? Because a confident woman is harder to control. The more you shrink yourself, the more he feels in charge. It's not always intentional, but it is manipulative. So here's the truth. If your partner isn't hyping you up, they're holding you back. Never let anyone dim your light to feel brighter beside you. Let's be real, manipulation isn't always loud. Sometimes it hides behind sweet words, silent punishments, or disguised concern. But the moment you start feeling confused, smaller, or like you're walking on eggshells in your relationship, that's your sign. Love should never cost you your voice, your worth, or your peace. If you found this video helpful, share it with a friend who might need to hear this message. And drop a comment below. Have you ever experienced one of these tactics? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, because next time we're talking about how to build unshakable confidence in relationships. This is Relationship Advices, and I'll see you in the next video.